Hey, so I have this TravelPro bag, and I have another one, a smaller one that I made a video for maybe 10 years ago. That was a carry-on bag, roller bag. And this TravelPro is one that you check in. And I had the same problem. Granted, it's I don't know, probably going on 20 years old now. And I had a blowout with the tires. And what I mean by that is that on the wheels in the bottom, take a look. It's hard to see in this one. I took one wheel off, but you can see there's a divot and there's no rubber around this wheel. So I was wheeling this down the sidewalk in New York City, all the bumps, and suddenly it felt like I was dragging the bag and the tire came off of the wheel. Now I'll show you a new one, which is a replacement wheel that I bought, and I'll put a link in the video in the comments which one I got. Looks like this. This is what the wheel used to look like, or similar, but notice it has a nice rubber coating, rubber tie around it. Well, after a while that rubber just starts to wear and wear and wear, and eventually it splits and comes off, and you end up with this. And this wouldn't be too terrible in the middle of a trip. It's now hard plastic, but the problem is, if you see here, there's a divot. And that must be where the tire gets glued on or something, because both wheels have the same divot. Now when you wheel it through an airport with a big echoey ceiling in a hallway, it's like thump, 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 thump. So I had to deal with that on a multi-stage trip. And now that I'm back, I decided to take another crack at fixing a TravelPro wheel set. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you're buying the right wheel. And because they come in different sizes, and I happen to know that this one I think is a 70 millimeter wheel. And I measured this wheel and then tried to account for the tire itself, how thick the tire would be. And if you go on Amazon and you search for TravelPro or luggage wheels, they come in a lot of different sizes. And one of the sellers on Amazon had, I'm sorry, not 70, 72 millimeters. But they come in a bunch of different sizes, so you have to make sure you get the right one, otherwise it's not going to fit. And new one looks like this. It's a much nicer wheel. This is basically, essentially a rollerblade wheel, and it comes with, I forget what you call this in the center here, caster? No, that's not it. But this bag itself is a two-wheel roller bag, meaning it doesn't have four wheels in the bottom where you just, hold the top and wheel it along. You kind of, bend it over on its side and you just wheel it with two wheels. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace this. It's not that hard. The trickiest part is making sure you buy the right size and then keeping all the parts. And I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, so this particular bag, it's pretty easy to replace the wheels. I don't remember if the last one was as easy, but it turns out this bag and my smaller version of this bag, which I bought at different times, have the same size wheels, which made it convenient. Because I looked at it, I'm like, I think that's the same wheel, and I bought them on Amazon. It turned out to be right. So, first thing you do is get a screwdriver, drill, whatever. And this bag is nice because it only has one screw that you have to deal with. So I'm gonna take this out slowly. Don't strip it. And I'm trying to do this with one hand, which doesn't make it easy. I don't know why it's not working. So, one-handed. All right, we're taking this out. Hope you're enjoying my very professional video. All right, take that screw out, right? Don't lose this screw, very important. Now you can pull this caster out from the top. I'll put my foot on it, because again, I'm doing this one-handed. Comes out, there you go. So, what am I looking at? This is the wheel holder, which we're gonna keep. Notice there's an axle here. And it's going to be important that you keep this axle, because all the replacements that I've seen on Amazon have their own axles. It comes with a kit like this. You'll notice on these, it has a head and then the other side has a screw. We don't need those because this head will get in the way of trying to fit back into, see, wouldn't fit anyway. They have a smaller one still. This head will get in the way and will not fit in here. So you want to keep that axle. Now, what you need to do from here is you need to pull that axle out. And the way I would do it is you use a screwdriver. I don't know, maybe I can do it here. And maybe something like this. Oh, pop right through. That was an easy one. I remember with my old bag, that was a little more difficult. Had to kind of give it a little pop with a hammer and it came out. So, pulling this out. There's the axle. Do not lose this. You're gonna need it. Okay, put that aside. Now the tire will come out, and there it is. That's what we're gonna replace. And oops, you notice this here, there's two of those, one on each side. Keep those just in case, because depending on your bag, every bag's a little bit different. You might need to put these into the new set of wheels. So put those aside, you might need them. Now, I've got a new wheel here. And what we're gonna do is we're going to put the wheel in, and now you're gonna have to line these holes up, put the first one in. I don't think I can do this on camera with my very unprofessional video here. But you're gonna wanna push that through, then go on the other side, try to get that hole just lined up and push it through. So I'm gonna have to pause this so I can do it myself. All right. Wasn't that difficult. Hardest part is getting the second side in once you push it through. Now we have this in place. Check this out, this sucker seriously rolls. That is awesome. Rollerblade wheels, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna put it back in place. Now, you want to put the bottom in first, and then, let's see if we get that in there. See, there's like this little, this end here goes down there, kind of like slips in. And there we go, pops right in. Remember that screw that we're not gonna lose? All right, it's right there. So you screw that in. Don't over tighten it, you don't need to. Boom, there you go. That was one wheel. I already took the second wheel out. I'm gonna do that in a moment, but you already know how to do it, so we'll skip that for the video. But remember I said don't lose that axle? Well, guess who did? I did. So I'm searching the house for that axle, and it's possible I'm not gonna find it, but what I do have are these. So if you're in a situation where, I don't know, there's something wrong with your axle, what you might want to do is, where's my other wheel? It's over here. Well, no, we need this. As you see, this one's kind of long. Let me just pop this in here. Okay. You see, that sticks out. That's not going to work. This side, well, it's not pushed all the way through, but trust me, this, the head of this bolt / axle is not going to fit in. So what I'll end up doing is taking a multi-tool, put this axle in a vise and just cut the top head of that off, because then it will work just fine. And then just push it through, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing, because that axle is just missing where I thought I put it down just for this video. So that's how you replace some wheels on an older TravelPro bag. It's not difficult. I'll put a link into Amazon for the wheels that I bought. And again, make sure you measure your wheel in millimeters, because you're gonna need to know exactly the right size. And pick a, you know, one of those prime sellers where returns are easy in case you bought the wrong one. They'll probably return it for you. So that's it. One last thing, bonus tip. If you lost your axle or it's damaged or whatever and you need to replace it, remember the wheels don't come with an axle without a head. And these heads will not work on this type of bag where this is going to slot in and that's not going to fit here, because it's got to be a perfect fit and this just will not go in. It's too long and the head gets in the way. So I was going to use, and I did use, a multi-tool to shave off the top, shave off the head. Here's the tip. If you do that, don't just stick this into a vise. It's hollow. So when you do that, it squeezes it and now it's not perfectly round anymore, and you probably can't see it. I tried correcting it, couldn't correct it. It just will not fit through the wheel, so it's not going to work. So I took a second one, and I had a piece of 2x4 that had a whole bunch of holes drilled into it for something I was doing, and this kind of fit perfectly into one of the holes. And then I just, dropped it all the way down to the bottom, stuck the multi-tool just underneath, and sawed off the head. Now, it was rattling around a little bit. Wear eyeglass protection, or if you're using a hacksaw, whatever. It's difficult because I don't know how most people do it. Anyway, I got it off successfully, got it into the wheel, and I'm good to go.